What's going on, everyone? So we are approaching the return to action for the Los Angeles Lakers. And going into this All-Star break, the Lakers were cruising, right? They had a ton of momentum, second in offensive rating. They were first in assists, first in turnover percentage, which means they're sharing the basketball. They're not turning the ball over. They're taking care of the basketball. They're shooting well. They're finding good looks. And everybody's clicking. And I want to kind of go over and highlight various players between now and the next few days leading into the game that we have on Thursday of guys that I really want to see kind of have a good second half to the season. Guys that I expect to really pick things up and ramp up as we move into this last late season push, try to get into the 6th seed. And I wanted to start with none other than Austin Reaves. Now, Austin Reaves, for a good early part of the season, was struggling mightily. I mean, he was shooting for like the first month and a half, 2 months, like 29% from three-point range. He didn't have good efficiency. Defensively, teams were just targeting him. He just didn't look like the Austin Reaves we know and love. And he has kind of been hot and cold. He's had stretches, right? He had like that 5-game stretch where he was averaging 20. He had that other stretch where he moved to the bench and gave you 20 off the bench. I think he was averaging 17 and a half off the bench, but he had a couple games where he gave you 20. He was looking good, looking like his old self. Then he got reinserted back in the starting lineup. And he's kind of been hot and cold for a good chunk of this season. But the last 10 games, in which the Lakers are 7-3 during that stretch, last 10 games. The last 10 games, Austin Reaves has been him. Austin Reaves has been the guy that we were accustomed to last season and that we really need him to be. And we need him to be that badly. So over the course of the last 10 games, Austin Reaves has averaged 35 minutes. He shot 48% from the field. He has shot 42% from three-point range, 41.7 to be exact, but we'll be nice, round it up. 42% from three-point range. He's shooting 82.4% from the free throw line. He is averaging 3 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.2 steals, half a block, 2.1 turnovers, which I'd like to see him do a better job of taking care of the basketball in that regard. But still giving you basically a 3-for-1 assist turnover ratio, which isn't terrible. And he's averaging 19 and a half points. That's the Austin Reaves we need. Even on the road, he's averaging 16 points, shooting 47.4% and 36% from three-point range, which, again, is excellent. But you look at the regular season stats, and these last 10 games, he's really shot the ball well. He's played really well, and you're starting to see his percentages go up, right? Three-point range, as I mentioned, he was at 29% for a good majority of the season. Now he's at 36.5%. His field goal percentage, he's now moved up to 49% from the field. That, again, is excellent, is very good. He's now up to 15.8 points per game on the season, along with 5 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, and we'll be nice and say half a block, right? I'm not saying he has to necessarily shoot 42% from 3 and 50% from the field, but some level of efficiency, right? We need him it'd be nice for him. Can he be at least 38% from 3? Consistently. If you told me the rest of the way, hey, he's not going to give you 42%, but he's going to give you 38%, I'd take that. The Lakers are a better team when Austin Reaves is good, right? More times than not, when Austin Reaves goes and gives us 17-20, the Lakers win a lot of those games, right? Because especially the way D'Lo's played the last 2 months, he's averaging 25 a game in the last 2 months. Dude's been spectacular. When you have D'Lo cooking and you have Austin Reaves cooking, the Lakers just become extremely, extremely hard to beat. And we need to see that sort of back half Austin Reaves. If we can get that, the Lakers are going to be in great shape. And it's just more, to me, it just seems like his confidence is getting higher. right? He's getting more comfortable out there. He's looking like the Austin Reaves we want. There were times this season where it just looked like he was just sapped out of his confidence and like he didn't trust his shot. And which is understandable. I mean, he's had a lot of games this year. Like, go look game by game. He's had a lot of games where he shot terrible, was getting single digit scoring. He had a lot of like 0-5, 0-6 3-point percentage games. And he's really picked it up on both sides too. I mean, even the defensive side, he's never going to be elite. And we don't necessarily need him to be elite. He's just got to be serviceable. He's just got to be good enough. Now, I'm still personally a bit of a fan of him coming off the bench as the sixth man. I know, like, the fandom is kind of split on that. A lot of people agree and are like, yeah, him as the sixth man. A lot of people think, no, you're crazy. Got to keep him in the starting unit. But to me, it's just, again, especially when you get to the postseason, teams are going to target him again. Teams are going to do whatever they can to exploit the holes that the Lakers have. And Austin Reaves on the defensive side, what does that look like? Right? Now, if Austin Reaves continues to play the way he's been playing the last 10 games, then that helps offset some of those issues. Right? Because, like, the Lakers were 7 points better with Austin Reaves off the court than they were with him on it. Now, that's improved, and that's not the same case these last 10 games. But, again, can he maintain that? We've seen stretches this year of him having excellent stretches. We need him to have that. And in that 10-game stretch, he still had bad games. It's not like the 10-game stretch he's scored, 20 points a game. No, he's had a couple games where, he's giving you like 8 or 9 points and just had some bad shooting. But the average has averaged out better, and he has been more consistent. Even the games that he has kind of had a little bit of struggles, he's still just been better on both sides of the ball. And we need that to continue, right? So, but the reason I kind of lean towards him off the bench and moving somebody, I'm not saying you have to do it right now, but moving somebody like a Spencer Dinwiddie into the starting unit just to give you that defense, that athleticism, that size, and the versatility still. You're not losing that skilled guard position. And then Reaves gets to kind of be the focal point, be the sixth man off the bench, gets to kind of dominate and do what he does best. I just think that would be better. And when you look at his bench stats compared to his starting stats, he's actually better off the bench. He gives you the nearly identical stat line. Points, assists, rebounds. Exactly the same. He just has better efficiency. He's just shooting the 3 ball better by a couple percent. He's shooting from 2-point range by a couple percent. And for Reaves, it's more of just like the minutes. As long as he gets the minutes, he can be good. But also when he's going up against bench units, he's not dealing with the higher echelon of players, right? He's not dealing with starting level guys. He's dealing with bench guys, and a lot of times guys that can't really defend Austin Reaves, and he can kind of exploit and take advantage of. I don't hate him in the starting unit. I'm not saying like it's an absolute must, Lakers have to do this, but I do think that there is an argument there for that, and I just think it bolsters our bench scoring more. But keep him in the starting unit, that's fine. If that's going to be the case, Reaves has to continue to play this way. And I expect him to. Genuinely, right? We saw this last year, right? There's an argument to be made that he's been kind of pacing himself a little bit, trying to get in a rhythm. He's played a lot of basketball. I'll defend him to an extent, right? And look, I was super high on Austin Reaves going into the season. Go look at the videos I made preseason. Literally, I was talking about Austin Reaves like he's the second coming of Michael Jordan. I was hyping this man up like he's next level. And he's been a bit disappointing, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's been as bad as some people try to make him out to be. Like, some people have been trying to make him out like he's just been this bum this year. He hasn't been that bad. But he hasn't been the Austin Reaves that we were accustomed to and the Austin Reaves we saw last season. And the only way we're really going to win a chip is if all the pieces are clicking, right? if Austin Reaves is playing the way that we know Austin Reaves could play, if D'Lo is playing the way that we know D'Angelo Russell could play, if LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy come the postseason, you add in a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, Rui Hachimura and his level of play and the way he's been playing, right? There's a lot of things that you just start adding the layers. It's like, okay, this team can really win a championship. This team can compete with anybody. And I think Austin Reaves is such a huge part of that. I think Austin Reaves is one of the biggest factors for this team, like genuinely, because he takes so much pressure off of everybody when he's cooking. Again, when he's cooking, when Austin Reaves is him, the Lakers are in great shape because you get somebody that can make plays and score the basketball, put pressure on the defense. Somebody with a good high IQ, somebody that plays well off of D'Lo, plays well off of LeBron, a guy that he can be a person of many masks, and we need him to be that guy for us. And I believe he will. I really do. I'm expecting a big back end of the season from Austin Reaves. I'm expecting great things from Austin Reaves. I'm expecting Austin Reaves to really kind of, put pen to paper, so to speak, and start writing his closing statements for the season and riding that momentum into the postseason. And we've seen what he can do and how he can elevate. We have a 1-year sample size. There is always the question of can he replicate it, right? We've seen plenty of players in this league have good seasons, good playoff runs, and never able to replicate that. I believe Austin Reaves can figure it out. I believe Austin Reaves can navigate it. I've talked about it heavily all season long, right? I do have belief in Reaves. He's just got to do it. He's just got to put it together. And, I believe his IQ and his abilities. Like, I had a lot of questions. Again, go look at those videos leading into the season. I hyped up Austin Reaves heavily, but I also talked about the concerns that I had and the things that I was curious to see how they played out this season. And almost all of those were dead on. About how is he going to be able to adjust to the new rules? How will all the basketball affect his play? Does he kind of get worn out a little bit? Also him being on scouting reports and teams now targeting him and going after him. Does that become an issue? And all those things have kind of reared its head a little bit. But I also said in the same breath that I believed his IQ and his skill set and the way he plays the game, that I believed he'd be able to adjust, correct it, and figure it out. And I'm hoping, based on these last 10 games, I'm hoping that that's the case, and he started to figure it out. And he started to navigate that better, and he kind of lead this charge. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on to you. Let me know what that spins down in the comments. What do you think of Reaves? You think he's going to play a big role? You think he's going to be a big part? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me know that these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. See you all in the next one. Thank you.